What is up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Merry Chat. We got a quick one here, but one I really want to talk about. Two important topics. Two topics that have been floating around the internet for a while now. I've been getting requests for this. Sean, you got to really talk about these topics because they're really causing outrage and they're really causing, hysteria. And I've been following this for a while now. I've been following the news, and we're going to be talking about the Switch Pro. Have you heard? It's pretty much confirmed. There's a lot of sources. I mean, we've heard it was coming. We knew that it was eventually going to happen. We got the Switch Lite. They do this with every iteration of their hardware. We know that Nintendo is known before they come out with a new system to make iterations of their existing hardware. The DS, the DS Lite, the DS XL, the 3DS, the 3DS Lite, the 2DS, the 3DS XL, the 3DS XL Plus, and all Pro and all this. So we knew eventually it was going to happen with the Switch, and then it eventually did happen with the Switch Lite, with the all built-in Joy-Con. So, when was the Switch Pro going to happen? A bigger screen, this, that, bigger tech, and reports are coming in left and right, possibly maybe this year. A Samsung OLED 7-inch high-definition screen, 4K capability, new docking system, better Joy-Cons, better, sturdier Joy-Cons with no drift, redesigned. And the latest article that I was reading said possibly dedicated games just for the Switch Pro. We've seen this with the latest version of the 3DS, right? There was a couple games that had come out that, only work with this version of the 3DS. You can't run it on the older 3DSs, even the 3DS XLs. Had to be this specific one. So, I was saying to people, I don't think a new Nintendo system, like whatever they would call it, or the Switch 2, is coming out anytime soon. I think the Switch has a lot of life. We see games that are in development for the Switch. We see games that are coming out, release dates for games. And the Switch never had a Pro version yet. So we still see life, long life for the Switch, which means carrying your existing software over, which is a good thing, I think. I think we're not ready for a new system yet. However, with the news that the Switch Pro may have dedicated games is almost really like a new system. So, naturally, you'll be able to carry your progress over and run your existing games. But now the Switch Pro is going to be so powerful that it's going to have dedicated games that won't run on the other Switches, that it won't run on the standard Switch or the Switch Lite. So in itself, it's almost like a new system, which means, you're probably not going to get that Switch 2 or whatever they call it for quite a while. And usually hardware has a 7-year cycle. It's not even near 7 years yet. So I think it's going to be a while. I think the Switch Pro, whatever they call it, is going to be, the software, the hardware going forward. Just like how, in between the main consoles, you have different hardware upgrades. For instance, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X, the PS4, the PS4 Pro. The Switch Pro is going to be the Big Mac Daddy of them. It's going to be the, the definitive Switch, bigger hard drive, faster processor, 4K gaming, maybe streaming. Wow. Sorry about that, guys. I just went out for a minute. I think my video camera froze up for some odd reason. Um, where did I leave off here on my news here? Oh, yeah, the hardware capabilities, 4K um output, streaming capabilities like the PS5, the PS4, and the Xbox has. You know, with an actual broadcasting share feature. I think that would be kind of cool. You know, stream straight broadcast straight from your Switch. Even though Nintendo had said in the past they're not into that, things change. They also said that about a lot of things. So I think that's coming. I think there's big, not only hardware and but UI features. Maybe a whole different operating system. Maybe a whole different UI for the Switch Pro. Let's take a look at an article. This one's from CNET. It's time for this to happen. It's a matter of, is it going to come out? Is it going to come out this year? That's the question. 7-inch OLED model with possible 4K gaming when docked, coming later this year. The long rumored Switch Pro. This guy says, I could see it happening, though I think of it more as a Switch XL. Yeah, a Switch XL. That's the word I was looking for. See here, Nintendo 2DS, new Nintendo 2DS XL, new Nintendo 3DS XL. See, that's the one that played only specific games. Very likely, larger OLED display, improved TV gaming when docked. A 7-inch Samsung OLED could be 720p, according to the report. The existing Switch and Switch Lite have 720 displays, but they're 6.2 and 5.5-inch LCD panels. Reports of a larger Switch display go back to last year, at least, but reports then pointed to different display manufacturers. It's interesting. Yeah, an XL version with a larger OLED screen, 1080p, improved processor, NVIDIA Tegra. That's the older one. Venting fan. 4K when docked. That would be something. Easier docking. Bluetooth. Here we go. Yes. This is number one for me. Bluetooth audio. This is a must. Fix the kickstand. I know a lot of people have a problem with that. Include lots of colors right from the start. Yep, sturdier Joy-Cons with D-pads and analog triggers. Four and a half years seemed like a perfect time for a Switch or Switch XL, Switch Pro. It doesn't need to be a whole new system. Exactly what I just said. That's exactly what I just reported on. Yep, that's exactly what I said. So, we'll see. It's very possible. The second topic that I wanted to talk about, and this is going from something exciting, right? Switch Pro, good news, to something not so exciting, something stupid. And that's the Avengers game. They came out with a great announcement. PS5 Series X next gen upgrade, free upgrade. They're coming out with the games. They're supporting it still, even though it has a very low viewer base, very low online multiplayer viewer count. They're supporting it. They're bringing it to next gen. Great, fantastic. The more the merrier. Upgraded visuals, this, that, the other thing. But they're nerfing it. The problem is they're nerfing it in such a bad, stupid way that it doesn't make sense. Basically, what they're doing is they're nerfing the XP and making the progress longer. Yes, we believe that players are progressing and leveling up. I guess the max is 50. Leveling up too fast. Yes. So, you see what this is? They're trying to justify it. Well, we think that, they're rushing it and they're it's not fair because they're progressing too fast. And we got to nerf XP so it slows it down. So their progression is very slow. Listen. It's all bullshit. You know what's happening? A couple things I see happening here. But the two right off the bat is it's padding. You know what padding is? It's like in an Assassin's Creed game when the next mission is like 30 levels above you. They want you to grind. And that's what makes the story in the game longer. So by nerfing the XP, they want the game to be longer to make it look like they have more content when they're not adding nothing. They're not adding anything to the game to make it longer. It's not like we're going to keep the XP the same. You're going to level up the same, but we're going to add content. Or like Destiny's done this before, right? The level progression will be the same, but we'll add the max level higher. Like the light power, the leveling, it'll be like say 850, they'll raise it to 1100 or they'll raise it to 1300. They make the new cap so you have something to go to like when the raid comes out. No, they didn't even do that here. They kept the XP the same, the rank. They just made it longer to reach it, and they didn't add any content. That's a bunch of bullshit. What the hell, Marvel? You know what sucks? What sucks is any new IP, any new, company that wants to take this IP and make a Marvel game, and then their studios are going to shut them down because they're going to be like, Sony's going to be like, nah, it didn't go too well last time. It's like they ruined it for everyone else. This is very much so like an Anthem kind of a deal. How they nerfed a lot of things to do in Anthem to make it look like the story's long. Like, what was it? What was the name of the thing in Anthem that you had to do? But it was a big stink during the story campaign, and it took hours to do. You had to do like the temples, and it took forever. That's padding. That's padding to make the game seem longer when it's not. So the other thing is microtransactions. Well, how about microtransactions to level up faster? Yes, pay to level up faster so you don't have to grind so much. I won't put that past them. Either way, it's a disaster. Let's take a look at the article, because I did find an article about this. Here we go. Marvel Avengers will nerf level progression when the PS5... So this is going to take effect when the next gen versions come out. March 18th, so a few days from now. That's because developer Crystal Dynamics is increasing the amount of XP you'll need to reach the maximum rank of 50 as part of an upcoming patch that will be deployed alongside the current gen version. The California studio claims this is being done because players are currently leveling up too quickly, leading to pacing problems and the potential to overwhelm new players. The hell with new players. Ever hear the hashtag get good? Why don't we give them a diaper? You know, I still can't wait to see what this game looks like on next gen or plays like. I definitely have to check it out, but I mean, really? They had to nerf it? They had to nerf XP? You know what? See, here's the problem, right? We don't know nothing, right? We're not game developers. We're just, even though I took game developing in college and worked on many, many projects. We just are backseat, we're backseaters and, we're just complaining, right? We're not the masterminds like them. Well, here's what the mastermind should have did. Instead of nerfing the XP, they should have increased the level cap and added content to the game. Oh no, God forbid. Don't do that. What do you think, guys? What is your thoughts on this whole Marvel thing? Are you a Marvel Avengers player? Do you regularly go on, like I do Destiny? What do you think about this whole thing? That's another thing, too, is Anthem being dead. That's a whole other topic. I've talked about this recently, Anthem Next getting canceled. Eventually, I'm sure the Anthem servers are going to be shut down. That's just a matter of time. And what do you think about the Switch Pro, the Switch XL? What is your predictions and hopes for that system? Chime in on the comments below. I want to hear from you. Take care, everybody, and hope to see you on the next episode of Murray Chat. Murray out.